Right. Sir. Yes, sir?
It's my understanding you're on your way to Kentucky.
Yes, sir, we sure are. Come on in and join us. I know what I'm doing. I'm moving my family out of the war zone that's coming into Pennsylvania, and we're going to Kentucky. We left first day of April. Yes, from Lancaster, coming down the Great Wagon Road, and coming down, and then we got to Big Lick, took the Wilderness Road and come in, right in. And we've been on the road better than 6 weeks.
How did you fare?
The Great Wagon Road was not a bad road. I wouldn't call it great, but it wasn't a bad road. But we sure got an eye awakening when we got to the Wilderness Road. We lost our wagon when we got there. It was the road was good, but when you got to the Great Wagon or the Wilderness Road, it was a path. It was a path.
I wouldn't try a wagon, not yet, until more improvements are needed. Some people can make two-wheel carts go through because they maneuver a little bit easier only being two-wheel carts than a wagon. A string of pack mules works very well. Now a wagon will have about 2,000 pounds on it, so we'll take about 10 mules or horses to equal the same load, because they can only take about 200 pounds per.
So we had to hire the mule skidders here to take us down, and we had to sell the wagon off and all the stuff in it. And
I still don't understand why we had to get rid of the wagon, Anthony.
We had to. We couldn't take the wagon down the road.
You know, everything I had from my parents was in that wagon.
Elizabeth?
The china,
Elizabeth, mind your
silverware.
tongue. Mind your tongue, Elizabeth.
It's just really bothering me.
Beth?
It's very hard. It's almost as hard as when we left Lancaster, because I knew that we had to leave Lancaster. I didn't want to. I had family there, and it was very difficult to go. And we had to leave some of our nice things as well. But we were able to pack the things I was most closest to my heart. I was able to pack in our wagon, so it felt like taking a little bit of our family out west with us. But when we had to leave that wagon, it just about broke my heart.
Sir, will you be returning anytime soon?
No, we're on our way to the Cumberland. Okay. Price's Meadow on the Cumberland, where we're heading.
He is, we're not. I'm heading for Logan Station, where I'm going to pick up the Cumberland Trace, and I'm going to head down toward French Lick. I got, my wife died about a year ago, and my sons had already moved out to the mid-Tennessee area. So I'm going to go down and join them, sold the farm, got enough money, maybe we can get some extra land. I got to get one of these mule skinners here. They're going to go with him over on the Cumberland River. I got to get one of them to go with me up to Logan Station. So
I was hoping to find some parties heading to the Falls of Ohio.
Well, I think he's headed.
I may end up going that far.
I don't have any, but myself and my woman. I've heard a lot of good things about the central area and Harrodsburg and up the Kentucky River. But my real interest is looking at land around the falls, mainly just to speculate on land. That's going to be where the next opportunity is, in the Kentucky lands.
You need company. We started out with 18 men, 16 rifles, 12 women, and 10 youngins, pushing that Pennsylvania wagon fully loaded. And then we brought along 2 milk cows, a pair of oxen, 3 pigs, and 2 sheep. You'll need company, because the Indians caught us down the way and caught us quite by surprise. Yes, the Indians bothered me. Kind of jumped out of the skillet, maybe into the fire. And that's why we left. We were tired of hearing about war. I'd been in war. I've been with Colonel Washington at Fort Necessity. And we didn't want no more of it. I didn't want it for my family. You know, thank God I wasn't with Braddock. And that's why we decided to go. But I think we kind of maybe...
I had the fever that year.
Yeah.
Missed that, fortunately.
I sometimes think we jumped right out of the skillet and right in the fire coming to Kentucky with the Indians. They caught us just at the Clinch River at the Moccasin Gap. They got 2 of us, but we kept going.
So how far up the trail are you going?
Oh, I'd like to make it to the Falls of Ohio.
Well, you could go with me. I could use the help. I've got a small string of horses and mules. We got everything packed that way already. I've been through this once
most of the
before.
land there's swamp.
It may be. I don't know for sure what we'll find. If we don't find something on the way to here.
My sons have sent me word that the land
Yes, sir.
in Tennessee is absolutely
Yes,
great.
Martin said we got clearance to leave, and we need to leave Monday.
We'll leave Monday, early Monday morning. I don't want to leave Sunday tomorrow. We got to go to church.
Yes, sir.
But after that, Sunday's a day of rest.
You guys talking? I need. You willing to go on up the trail after you drop these folks off?
Sir, I appreciate your offer, but I respectfully decline. My brother has died on the trip, and I've been sent here to collect his rifle and his gear and settle up with a station on his burial, and then I will return to the Wyoming Valley. I'm sorry, sir. Yes, my brother unfortunately died of natural causes on the trail. My mother sent me to the Gap and the stations to collect his rifle, his accoutrements, some clothing, any paperwork that had to do with him or his land and family. And I'm to return to the Pennsylvania Wyoming Valley and put my mother at ease.
What about you other fellows? I'll pay you £1. Take me on up to Logan. These other folks can negotiate with you to take them on up to Harrodsburg if you want.
Hair is worth £1, sir.
I might I said I'd negotiate with you. The trace is supposed to be fairly decent going up that direction. And if we could get one of them to help us out, because let's face it, none of us are frontier livers, I guess you could say. We're passing through and we need the help. So if I can get one of them, I'll negotiate with them. I offer the one £1. I could go £2 maybe before we get done.
They're my mule skinners you're trying to steal.
I know they are, but you're not going to need all of them to take you to down the Cumberland. That won't take you.
I don't know. Beth lost her wagon. That's right. So I need about every mule skinner I can get. I did not realize that we were going to lose the wagon and when we went on the Wilderness Road. And it hurt me too that I hurt her, but there was no way around it. You couldn't get that wagon down that horse path.
See if you're ready Monday morning before we decide.
All right, yeah. Well, talk it over and let me know, because I can sure use a guide going on up that direction.
If you want to go to the falls, I'm willing to do some hunting along the way.
Have you been up there before?
I've only been as far as the Cumberland Gap. I never made it through the Gap. But I've spoken to people who say they've been to the falls. The falls at least are a sight to see. I've not been all the way through it, but in speaking with people, this is what they're telling me. But they say Kentucky is worth getting to, so the effort would be worth the trouble.
Well, there's some folks already settled there, I understand.
But just remember, when you get through the Cumberland Gap, you go on a little farther up, and the road splits. To the right goes to Boonesboro, the left goes to Harrodsburg and the Falls of the Ohio. So make sure of that. And I was in the French and Indian War. I was with Colonel Washington, and I don't want to do that again. Thank God I wasn't with Braddock, and I don't want my family to have to go through that. So we're going to Kentucky, where we will be free and we can live in our way. She's with us because she needs all of us too, and we need her.
Hardly. Yes, I think what
doubt
you mean,
very much, sir,
Mr. Golson, is
as
you need my
the
rifle.
savage is lifting your top knot, you'll say, I wish I left that crazy woman back. I mean,
Well, I'd rather have her and her rifle than you sorting with the Indians.
my book.
Precisely. A book.
There are people in Europe that would pay big money for this book. And I have talked to many of the natives, and I have to be careful when I draw their picture of stealing their spirit. I have to get across to them that I'm not stealing their spirit, so I leave something out, perhaps an ear, perhaps the eye color. I'll change that, so it's not a direct picture of them. Gentlemen, I wouldn't listen.
She has a tongue on her.
She does. I pity her husband. This is between her and your wife. Good luck. I fear, from my experience with the local native indigenous aborigines, they're going to have a lot of trouble, especially taking a woman unbalanced who's crazy, who will shoot first and ask questions later. I think Mr. Golson should understand trading with the natives and getting along with them instead of just bulldozing his way in. And I think they're making a big mistake taking that woman.
Misnomer, I would say.
Do you have a gun, sir?
Do I have a gun?
Yeah.
I do for
Okay.
birds.
Oh, okay.
and samples of wildlife.
Well, I'm still trying to get people to go with me once we drop these. I hate to tell anybody, but these folks are Presbyterians, you know. I joined with them down the road a ways. I knew I was getting with a group of godly people. I didn't know they were Presbyterians, though. So, but you're welcome to join us if you want to. I'm not trying to steal him away from Ron because I know he's going to need help. But you know, I need some help too. We got to get up to Logan Station, and there's another group of us that want to go on up toward Harrodsburg. So I think, you know, if we could get one of them, the trace is supposed to be fairly decent going up that direction. A lot of people would stop there because I'll tell you that's supposed to be good land, but we're going to push on for French Lick. You're welcome to join us. We could use the help because I don't know that trail at all.
Yeah, apparently he thought my scalp was worth £1 to get him to Logan Station.
Perhaps after winter, I'll come out and join on that. I have to get my family's affairs in order.
And then when we got down there at the Holson, we paid.
Hopefully I can sell what I have and join you next season.
Holson to the clinch was a rough.
It would be safer for me, but I also have to, you know, take care of my family's affairs and then have provisions for the trip back. I'm running low on everything.
I take it. I don't think I would dare travel further without a large party. If the war expands with the British, based on what happened in the last war on the frontier, it's not going to be nice.
Well, down at French Lick, they got a pretty good settlement going now. And that's where my sons are.
How many men there?
Oh, I'd say there's 30 or 40 men down there now. They went down with the party several years ago. And so I haven't seen the boys in 4 or 5 years now. But I got some messages from them. They said it's looking good down there. They're on a nice high bluff down there. River flows right by it. Good land. From what I've heard and what I've seen so far, I don't think the Indians are quite as bad down that way. So that's where I'm at.
So how are we doing it? Are you going to take my people?
No, I'm not trying to take them all. I just would like one of them to join. It sounds like we got a few people that are going to head on, keep going north, even after we get across the Cumberland.
Well, I'd like to keep my mule skinners.
Well, I know.
Until I get to the Cumberland.
Oh, that's not a problem. We're going to travel with you all the way to the Cumberland.
No, I mean to Price's Meadow on the Cumberland.
Meadow. Well,
then you can have them. Give me a week. When we get to the Cumberland, give me a week to get over to Price's Meadow, and then we can send them back. We could always use more men, always, with guns. We don't need any more men, we need more men with guns. So everybody be packed and ready to go. If you're going with the Golson plan, be packed and ready to go.
Sir, you can expect my presence.
Do what, sir?
You can expect my presence.
Good, bring that gun.
I reckon I'll be joining your party then.
Well, he'll be going with us up to...
we'll be going on with them, and then when they
splitting off.
And then split on off?
This place they're going. We'll go on north.
We'll get away.
We'll see how many men we can get to go head on up to the falls from there.
From Harrods to the falls. Other people do go all the way to Pittsburgh and do a float down into Kentucky that way, down the Ohio. But if you've come this far, the Gap is the only way to go. It's still high, and the trail is not much more than a trace.
Yeah. There's a couple of pretty good stations between here and there. Good. Logan Station's supposed to be pretty well manned.
One of my mule skinners said that he'd been talking to Captain Martin. We got our supplies, so make sure you get your supplies in line. You know, we're not leaving until Monday morning. We're going to stay here and go to church. We'd like to invite all of you to go to church with us. We got the Parson John.
Is it a Presbyterian service?
Yes, sir, he is. Why, is there another? Any questions? Any questions? All right. We're going to Kentucky.
It's close, but not quite.
Huzzah! Huzzah! We'll get there to the Cumberland down there, and we'll build our fort and our houses, and I think we'll be all right.